what are you right now willing to give up, Oscar? Because you want to do a lot of things.
I do. I definitely do.
Yep, and I'm not saying you can't. You can do whatever you want. You're a grown-ass man.
Right.
But what are you willing to set aside to prioritize your wants versus your needs?
Hey, what's going on, guys? We're here with Oscar. He's from West Palm Beach, Florida, was in Houston taking care of his father, found me on YouTube, called me up, and he's like, hey, Chris, I'm in Houston. I know that you live in Texas. Can I drive up and spend a day with you so I can learn how to subsidize my own flight training back home in West Palm Beach, Florida? So today, I'm gonna walk him through how I get airplanes creatively, how I use those airplanes to cash flow and get land creatively, and most of all, how to enjoy this stuff. We're super excited to get today going with you, man. That's a taxiway that leads right up to an airstrip. Let's just walk out there.
All right.
So if you actually walk out to the middle of this thing, you will see how long and wide this actually is. This runway is 3,000 feet long and about 75 feet wide. Let me emphasize this enough, guys. If you're out there listening, I bought this entire private airport with additional land for future growth, co-located with a marina, a golf course, and a resort from a distressed seller.
Wow.
Everything you learn in Sub 2 could score you an airport. Not only could it get you an airport, it could get you the airplanes to put on the airport like I do. You just have to compound your knowledge and go ask for the help. Like, I'm pretty notorious for preaching how awesome Pace GPT is. I don't even do the thinking anymore. I pull out my phone and ask Pace to do the deal for me. And oftentimes he hits the nail on the head on exactly how I would do it. Or he gives me ideas that I never even thought of. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's genius. So I don't even have to think about it. If you guys are out there and you're listening and you want to do exactly what Oscar's doing, comment down below, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and follow us on the journey. We are for sure gonna be doing follow-ups with Oscar on his progress, with his shoe company, with what he wants to do with that King Ranch that he has right now, and most of all, what he does with the knowledge that we're teaching him today. There's 6 more houses on the airstrip, and if you look right over here, this is getting built out into a massive hangar with 2 homes on this plot of land. A friend of mine bought this land from me, and he's now putting 2 homes in a giant hangar right on airport property. So he too can fly right into his own home. That land that I sold was already under contract before I closed on this entire property. It's called a double close. I had the big piece under contract, and then I sold a little piece all before I even closed on it. I came out of pocket with that much money, 0. The sale I already had lined up paid for all of my closing costs. I paid nothing to get into this thing. I didn't think of that myself.
It's Sub 2.
Sub 2. You just got to take action and do it, just like Oscar did. He drove all the way from Houston to learn this stuff. Guys, it works. You just got to put in the reps to stop asking questions and just go do that shit.
Action.
JFDI, man, Dan Martell, just fucking do it. Go get it done, man.
Go get it done.
Yeah.
Oscar, what are you hoping to get out of today?
Experience.
Are you getting an experience right now?
I'm getting a lot of experience right
Isn't it crazy that people actually live like this on their own airport?
I know. It's so much fun.
It's a hidden amenity, guys. You can live like this too. We're developing an entire aviation community with like-minded individuals. So if you want to buy a lot and you want to create the room you want to be a part of, hit us up. We're selling lots. There's 54 available at Tanglewood Air Park. It's co-located with an entire resort, golf courses, one of the biggest lakes in all of Texas, and the best part is your own airstrip. Just look out straight ahead of you, and this could be your highway hub. I'm going to take you on a tour of the lake.
All right. How far does it go?
I don't know, man. I mean, I know it goes into Oklahoma that way, and this follows the Red River. It's a lot of water, actually.
You go fishing at all?
No. But I should.
You should.
I find a lot of enjoyment in producing instead of, like, leisure activities, you know what I mean? Like, to me, working is like relief, but I don't really consider it working, you know what I mean? It's like,
Therapeutic.
It really is, because it's almost like a puzzle, but with humans and things. You know what I mean? Like in my head right now, I'm thinking, where can I fit Oscar into this master puzzle that I'm creating called life? You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
That does make sense.
Because the opposite is true. Like there's somewhere in your life to where you're going to plug me into to create value for you somehow. You know what I mean? There's an absolute reason why you're here with me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, prime example, ask Ben how I got connected to him and his brother.
Yeah, he told me.
You want to recap that so our listeners and our viewers can get a sense of how I come about, like organically with people?
Ben, do you want to reshare the story?
Yeah, I mean, I was a full-time student working at Office Depot, and Chris came in one day, and my brother and I were trying to get our videography business up off the ground, and we worked up the courage to give him our business card because he was talking about business stuff, you know. And lo and behold, here we are. We're in an airplane. We're videoing and making things actually happen.
Taking action.
And the really cool thing about that is we kind of lost contact for almost a year.
Mm-hmm.
And what did your mother do the night before I called you guys?
She prayed for something to change, an opportunity to come along.
And then what happened the next day?
Opportunity came along.
And within less than a day, where were you guys filming me?
We were in Arizona.
So when you sent me that text saying, "Oh, I was just praying for you," and you were in, where were you? Ireland?
Yeah, man. I was at a cathedral in Ireland.
And I had just texted you,
Yep.
and you're like, "I'm at a cathedral praying for you."
Yep. Dude, really, man, it really just takes getting outside of self and asking for what you need help with. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's pretty cool that you found me on YouTube. You followed up, you stayed in contact, you found an opportunity from when you're in Houston. And, you know, unfortunately, the opportunity came about with your father passing. But if you think about how life works out, this may end up being a very real lifelong engagement between you and I, and you and Ben, and you and our team, you know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, this could be the start of your huge shoe brand. I have no idea, man, but I think it's awesome.
We'll see where it takes us,
Like,
man.
guys, I'm over here talking about airplanes and investing in land, and this guy brings in a set of shoes that he created himself that were built in Italy. I'm like, okay, I should have been visiting him in Florida. Screw the airplanes, man. Let's go to Florida and do, I mean, Shoe Dog Millionaire over here, dude. Phil Knight sitting next to me, you know what I mean? This guy's going to create the next shoes for the next basketball player. This is Caitlin Clark's shoemaker right here, dude.
You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. Start off with a vision. But,
Dude, just in case my viewers on the other end of this podcast haven't watched the other long forms that we've created, giving us a synopsis of our similarities, why don't we back it up a little bit and tell them what you're currently going through in life and how you ended up here in the left seat of my airplane of all places. Like, you could be anywhere in the world right now, but you ended up in the left seat of an airplane taking off my grass strip in the middle of nowhere, Texas.
Middle of nowhere, Texas.
And we're just getting real with each other, man.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
It was literally my journey.
Let's hear it, man.
So, 9 months ago, my brother passed away at the age of 24. Very young, very sudden. And I decided to take, just searching for myself and searching for, purpose and trying to figure out what I want to do in my life. And I took some time off, and then decided, I want to go learn how to fly a plane. So I started, I took my discovery flight in Florida, discovered that I fell in love with it. I was like, this is something I really want to try to pursue and do, and maybe making a career change. So I started YouTubing because I really couldn't afford the classes to go to do the pilot school right away. So I started YouTubing things, and then during that time, I found out my dad was in the hospital sick. So I started researching, and then I came across the video with you and Pace. You didn't have really any content out yet. It was just that one video. And then I started following Pace, joined the Sub 2 community, and then I kept trying to hit you up, looking for you, and then I finally got in contact with you. You gave me a call, and I had to come back to Texas to take care of my dad, so I took care of him for the past 2 months, and then I was down here and I hit you up and said, hey, I'm down here, I want to take this opportunity to meet you and pick your brain and learn from you. So here we are, and now we're in the sky about, 3,000 feet up in the air, and that's what we're doing, man. Taking action and then writing down the goals that I have, long term and short term. And one of the goals is to get my pilot license, and then maybe keep grinding to get the commercial license all the way until I'm able to do that. And then also learn creative financing and learning how to the bells and whistles and how to do all that. So that's what we're here to do, man. And then take that knowledge and take it back home, and maybe keep that relationship going, and then who knows, man, maybe I'll be making shoes for you too. Give you your own custom shoe.
Dude, I'm a boots guy, man.
It boots.
You've got some steep competition, dude, because I'm a fan of Lucchese's. Lucchese, watch out, this guy's coming, man.
But the view over here is absolutely amazing. I mean, we're driving through a lake. I don't know what lake this is.
Dude, we're 2,500 feet closer to your father and your brother.
Yeah.
So, a recap. Your father just passed away. You found out that, he was on some sort of drugs. He was an addict. You found that out right before he passed away. Your brother died suddenly, and he was your road dog. You guys started a business together. You were doing low voltage. That was your dude, and he was a Marine. So he was my dude, too.
Right.
He was my brother as well. And your sister, she's alive, but she's going through some things, right?
She is. She got arrested 2 weeks before my dad passed away. Sadly, but she's an addict, and she deals with depression, and she has her own issues, and she got arrested, and now she's going to be doing some time for a year and a half, and hopefully it cleans her up. But like my dad told me before he passed, he goes, I can't worry about her, and I got to worry about me and live my life. So now I'm just trying to pursue every goal that I can possibly can. So checking everything off the list of what goals I want to check off, and it's just writing down those goals. And that list has grown so much every day since I've been doing that. So like it was just one thing, now it's another thing, and it just kept on, now it's just growing.
At what point did you figure out that that you couldn't save your sister, but you could save yourself?
When I realize that she keeps doing the same thing over and over. When you're doing the same thing over and over, even if you're trying to help them, and they're continuously doing the same thing over and over, there's no helping them anymore. It's only them trying to help themselves, and they can only see that for themselves. Because if you keep trying to help them, all you're doing is you're stressing yourself out, one, and it becomes a burden on you, on your health, and everything that you've got going around in your whole entire life, because your life actually goes on hold trying to help somebody else that doesn't really want the help. They say, I want the help, but they're not doing any actions to actually do the help themselves. You know what I mean?
So even if you wanted to save your sister, do you have that God power?
I like to say I do, but I don't.
And that's a revelation all in itself, man. And when you really figure out if you really want to help somebody, you have to help yourself to the max extent. Because what a lot of people try to do, from what I've seen and from my own personal experiences, is they try to give from an empty cup or from the wrong cup. You're not an addict, man. You have no idea what your sister's going through.
No.
None. Zero.
No.
I do. I personally know exactly what she's going through, and I know that I can't help her until she's ready to ask for the help. And if or when she gets to that point, that's when you can flood her with all of the resources that she asks you for. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
But you can't help somebody who's not ready for the help. It's like if I gave you $1 million right now, can you honestly look me in the eye and tell me you'll know exactly what to do with it?
No.
See my point? You have to be ready for the blessings. You have to be ready for the changes for them to take effect. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's why it's so important for me to continue to get people in the left seat of this cockpit so I can evaluate if they're ready for a change. And if they're ready for that change, throw the resources necessary at them. Like this is really what I love about Pace Morby. He is an absolute advocate on making changes in your life through action. But why would I invest all of my time, all of my money, if you're not going to help yourself more than I'm trying to help you?
Correct.
You have to show me that you're putting in the work 10 times more than I am. Why the hell would I put 10 times of my effort into you if you're not matching or exceeding that? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
There's so many parallels between being a drug addict and being an entrepreneur. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's a phenomenal concept to see how hard entrepreneurs work towards one purpose. That's the same as a drug addict. Your sister, when she wants to get high, nothing else in the world matters except that one mission of getting high. That's how addicted you need to become if you want to make your shoe rant successful. Fuck the airplanes, fuck real estate investing. Everything needs to come off the table if you want to be the next Phil Knight, dude.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you get half-ass on one thing, you're going to half-ass the other thing that you had the other 50% of your attention in. You know what I mean? And then you're going to have two half-ass done things. And then you're going to come to a guy like me and ask for money to invest. And I'm going to see that you're half-assing this and you're half-assing that. And I'm thinking like you're not focused. You see what I'm saying? You literally have to become like your sister in certain forms.
I follow what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like right now, can you convince your sister wholeheartedly that she shouldn't be doing drugs?
Try, but it's not going to work.
But her belief system is wholeheartedly geared towards one thing, right?
Right.
And does she usually accomplish her mission? No matter whether we think it's ethical or not.
She did definitely accomplish her mission. It's her mission, though.
It's her mission, though, right?
Her
Now let's remove drugs out of the equation and put the shoe brand, the SOR 1000s, in place.
Right.
If you think you're as addicted to that successful goal as your sister is to getting high on heroin, you think you would be successful?
100%.
Do you think there's other people competing against you right now who are as tenacious about accomplishing their goal as your sister is getting high?
Yeah.
Dude, that's the key, man. That, at least for me, that's been the key. You know what I mean? Because in my head, there's somebody working 96 hours straight to become a bigger and better aircraft leasing company than Chris is. I know that because I have been in that position to where I wanted something so bad, which for me was cocaine and alcohol, to where I was willing to work 96 hours straight to accomplish that one goal and be able to push everything aside no matter what. You see what I'm saying? It's crazy to think like that.
But I follow what you're saying.
But you don't have to be...
It's almost parallel to each other.
100%, man. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What are you willing to say no to say yes to the SOR 1000s? Those shoes that have your brother's brand all over it. What are you willing to give up, man?
Gotta give up a lot.
That's a real question. What are you right now willing to give up, Oscar? Because you want to do a lot of things.
I do. I definitely do.
Yep, and I'm not saying you can't. You can do whatever you want. You're a grown-ass man.
Right.
But what are you willing to set aside to prioritize your wants versus your needs?
That's a good question. That's something I really got to think about.
It is, man. It really gets you thinking, right?
Oh, man. Definitely, 100%.
You know the beauty of being up here in this airplane with me? Is you can't run away from the hard questions.
No.
You know what I mean?
Definitely can't. But it does keep me thinking to understand, like, okay, what do I need to give up to pursue and to make this thing profitable and make it, a success? Because right now it's just one shoe. How do I get the next one?
Or is it even the shoes you want to pursue?
Or is it the shoe? Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
And it might not be. It might just be just being a pilot altogether.
And even becoming a pilot. Do you want to become a pilot to professionally fly, or as a means to enjoy life and go from one real estate investment to another? I mean, the opportunities are limitless. That's what makes it so difficult to choose. Humans have an inherently difficult time making decisions. You know what I mean?
They do.
The real question that I find myself asking Chris is, what is it that you really want to do? Because your past success has shown that when you do decide, there's a high possibility that you're going to accomplish that goal. You know what I mean? Like you said, you're doing low voltage for 20 years, bro. You have a long track record of being able to do something for a long time.
Yeah.
You've put in the reps. What do you want to put the reps in for the next 20 years and compound on that?
I already made that decision, I think. And I think when that decision came when I decided to do my discovery flight.
Look at this. Look at all this. This could be yours, man. These views could be yours. This office could be yours. But it takes focus, time, and attention, man.
And understanding what you're doing.
Yeah. Like, I'm not even, I 100% am on autopilot because I've been doing this so long. You know what I mean? That's what I see other entrepreneurs doing, and I love it, man. Like, when I hang out with Pace, the way he's able to elaborate, break down, and teach is the way I fly an airplane. He gets into a flow, and then he verifies, always with the backup. It's beautiful. It's literally how I fly an airplane. The way Pace Morby teaches real estate, or the way Alex Hormozy teaches business, is like me being in a cockpit. It's second nature. It's literally looking for things that are out of place because they're so used to seeing things in place. They're so used to seeing a transaction go smoothly. They're so used to seeing a business run on X amount of cash flow on the Alex Hormozy side. I'm so used to checking my instruments all along the way hundreds of times in seconds, all over and over and over, to where it's an automated process, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To where I can literally film an entire podcast without having to worry about the safety of flight, because I just default to action if anything goes wrong up here, you know what I mean? You see the parallels now between flying and being an entrepreneur?
I do.
Like this right here.
Checklist.
I have one of these for everything that I do. Ben has a checklist for the content that he builds for me. Ben, what's your checklist?
It's just a list of things that I need to make sure I get before we leave, so that way I can walk away with peace of mind knowing that I've got what I need.
Ben, real quick, break down what your bumper checklist is for me.
It's real simple. It's the 4 B's. If you're filming something for social media, you want bumper, body, B-roll, bumper. Start with a bumper, end with a bumper. In the middle, you got the content you want to show somebody.
That's why he is my partner. Bro. See that shit? Automated. Automated, bro. Literally. And then he will back. I seen it on his phone. I seen it. He has all that stuff on there, those 4 B's, and then underneath it is what I like to call an expanded checklist. It goes into detail what that means.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Did you create that list, or
Yeah, it's my list.
it's your list that you created?
Yeah, and I created it through action. I didn't just like sit and think, well, what would make a good list? I went out and I started doing it, and then I discovered what needed to be on the list. So I found out also what doesn't need to be on the list, and I narrowed it down so it's as effective as possible.
You know, I've had a lot of people tell me that I need X, Y, and Z up here in the cockpit, and you need to have these certain types of people and that certain types of people. Anybody who's willing to come up here and get vulnerable and ask for help in any form is who should be in this cockpit. Whether you have 2 viewers on Instagram or multi-millions. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody deserves to be in this seat to be able to tell their story to the world and ask for help in the manner that they want or need to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why it was so important for me to get you up here, Oscar. You know what I mean? You took the time, you took action, you drove all the way up here from Houston to see me. This is the least I can do for you, is give you a platform 2,500 feet up and tell the world what you're about and what you need help with. It's crazy, right?
And enjoying the view. Look at the sailboat down there.
Dude, it's insane.
Man, this is a great lake. This is a beautiful lake.
Hey, so Ben and I have been torn with the name of this podcast and these YouTube video names. I think we're going to call it Flight Log from now on, guys. I know we started off with Flying with Friends for the first couple of episodes, but Ben came up with this phenomenal idea of calling it Flight Log. Ben, give us the background on that and why you came up with that name, because as soon as you texted it to me, it was game over. I absolutely fell in love with it.
Well, I mean, I kind of started with just a list of aviation terms and read over it over and over, waiting for something to jump out and make a connection with the vibe of the podcast. And what I found is the people that Chris brings up here, he really chronicles their story. Like one thing after another. We went here, we did this, we did that. This didn't go so good, this went pretty good. And it's basically a log of someone's life. So you just connect that to what does a pilot do? They fill out a flight log of the story of the flight. So we'll have the story of our guests.
I dig it.
Dude, the beauty of calling it Flight Log too is because as a pilot, I log every flight. Like, for example, a lot of us go back through our flight logs and we reminisce on our first solo, our first long cross country, the first time we took our first passenger up or something like that. For me, I get to log these flights with my guests in a logbook and have a chronicle of their life and a true written record of the impact that you've had on me. Because, Oscar, I promise you, you're helping me way more than I'm helping you. The fact that you have family that go through the same issues my family are going through, the fact that you're grieving and you're still coming out trying to make something of yourself, absolutely inspires me and lights me up to do better and do more. Because there's a lot more Oscars out there. There's a lot more of you out there who need the opportunity to sit up here with me just like Oscar is. So first of all, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to take you up here and allowing me to serve you. Second, what can we do to push you along further for your goals?
direction.
Be more specific.
Be more specific? I don't know, man.
I mean, Oscar, you want my honest opinion?
Yeah, I do.
Dude, you've been doing high voltage for 20 years.
Right.
You'd be absolutely crazy to not capitalize on that in some form. You don't have to be involved in operations if you don't like doing low voltage anymore.
Right.
You could literally run the business, hire an operator underneath you, grow the business, and use the cash flow from that business to pay for all of your supplemental stuff. Flight training, real estate investments, real estate education, all of it. You would absolutely be starting from scratch if you did not compound the experience you have. That's like me getting completely out of aviation and onto another career field, even though I have thousands and thousands and thousands of hours in the aviation industry.
And that's how I feel going back, when I go back to Florida, I'm starting from scratch, I'm starting all over. It's going to be a whole new chapter in my life, and I feel like the new chapter, the new beginning is starting right now as we're sitting on this, in this plane. So my journey's just now taking off, it's just now getting started. Like, I feel like it's a new life that is starting to happen now. So being that, you know, I've been gone from Florida for so long, I honestly haven't worked and done physical work in the past 9 months, because one, I'm still dealing with my brother's death. I'm dealing with, you know, my dad getting sick and him passing away, and then my sister as well, and as well as my mom that's, you know, constantly crying on the phone, you know, asking, you know, how am I doing, and I'm asking if she's okay, and so it's a constant thing. So when I go back, it's like, do I continue doing the low voltage, which I am gonna keep doing because that is how I make my money. But as far as long term goes, I don't see myself in that industry long term and spending the rest of my life doing that. I feel like I need to make a change, and this is the change that I want to make.
Now, what I meant is the change doesn't have to be radical with removing yourself from the industry.
Right.
There's other functions of the business that you can master and still heavily profit, like
right.
marketing and sales. You market and sell for a low voltage company, pass it to them, let them fulfill the operations, and then you manage the finances on the back end. There's 3 core functions to most businesses: marketing and sales, operations, and human resources and finance. You're probably tired of the operational side to where you're climbing through small crawl spaces and actually laying the wire and doing the manual labor. You know what I mean? Which is the most time consuming and the most labor intensive.
Correct.
There's other portions of business that you can capitalize on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, let's say you got really, really good at marketing and sales.
Okay.
And you turn on a marketing and sales machine that provided customers for low voltage operators. You would literally be invaluable forever to those operators.
So let me tell you something else that I'm working on as well. I didn't tell you about this. I'm creating an AI agent for a local business in South Florida to work as a receptionist. So what it does is people will call in to their office, set an appointment, and they'll set the appointment over the phone, and that appointment will go directly to their email. And I'm creating, and it's an agent that I'm creating for that. It's an AI agent.
That's awesome, dude. AI is incredible.
Yeah.
That's definitely a space we're venturing off into to heavily automate a lot of our processes, and it's a game changer. It really is, especially with buying back your time. You know what I mean? That's something that you can never get back. So the more time I can recoup for Chris, that's what I'm gearing myself towards. I'm 34 years old right now. And if I just continue to do what I'm doing over and over and over, it's unreasonable to not come upon success in the next 10 years. Considering I've already been fairly successful in endeavors that I've chosen to pursue with real estate and investing, you know what I mean? And merging that with aviation. but I have a lot of reps in, and I don't plan to deviate, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, even if you brought me the coolest shoe in the world and you guaranteed me that Michael Jordan was going to wear these on Gatorade, you'd have, like, a Mount Everest to climb to convince me to go in on that with you, because it would pull me away from what I know is a guaranteed path for Chris if I just keep doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how relentless I am with my focus. You see what I'm saying? For me, it's no longer cocaine or alcohol. It's investing in an asset class that's unique to flight schools. You see what I'm saying? Beyond focused. You will not pull me away from my industry. And everybody else for that matter, you know what I mean? Because I don't have that experience. 2, I don't like it. 3, I don't understand it. So for Chris to invest in something, I have to know it, I have to like it, and I have to understand it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The hardest one is to get me to like it, because it's an emotional decision. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Know, like, understand. Knowing and understanding, I can get there pretty easy. You give me a book, you give me some performers, you give me an outlay, you give me a pitch deck, I can know it and understand it fairly quick. The hardest one is to get me to like it. You know what I mean? Do you think in terms like that?
Yeah.
It's interesting, right?
Yeah.
There's even a human element to investing, man. It's called the market. The market is king. It dictates everything, man. Like even everybody on the other side of this camera right here, they're the market. They dictate what they like and what they don't like. And I will simply ask them, guys, if you like these in-flight podcasts, can you help me prove to Oscar in the comments down below whether you like this or not? And if you do, give me a few suggestions that I can do in flight to show you that I give the market what it wants, that you're king. The market is king. And it will be a in-the-flesh example of the market dictating price and terms. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because eventually, this will grow and it will create an audience. That audience will tell me what it likes, I give it what it likes, and we create trust. We create transparency. And over the long run, they become my friends. You see what I'm saying? We gain trust because I do what the market says. It's like your mother telling you, hey, Oscar, clean your room. You clean your room? Okay, good.
That's what the market wanted.
That's what Mom wanted. 7 days later, Oscar, clean your room. You clean your room. 7 days later, Oscar, clean your room. On the 4th week, she says, Oscar, did you clean your room? Whether you cleaned it or not. If you said yes, would she believe you just based off of past experience?
Yes.
Same with the market, man. If I just keep giving it what it wants, it's going to gain a lot of trust that, hey, I'm going to do what it asked me to do because that's what it's there for. You see what I'm saying? It's an interesting concept, right?
It's definitely very interesting. I see you touching this over here, down here. What is that?
That's trim. What that does is it relieves my control pressure. So let's say I wanted to climb and the controls were heavy. I would pull it back towards me and it would relieve the pressure in my controls. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Look at this. Look how beautiful this is.
I gotta get a picture, man.
Yeah, have at it, man.
I gotta do the selfie while we're up here.
Do it, dude.
Ben, you into the picture, Ben? There we go.
Dude, so Oscar, you got to tell me, man, what do you think about the in-flight podcast concept?
I love it. I like to be more part of it if you guys are willing to have me.
Dude, come out, man. You're welcome out anytime, brother.
Yeah, man. I had to do it like from my house though. I had to like remote in.
Yeah, that would be pretty tough to do. Guys, if you want to be on the podcast, you got to be in the seat.
You gotta be in the seat.
Yep. The Zoom podcast and stuff like that, they're cool. I want to bring a very real, unique human aspect to this because what is really intriguing about getting in an airplane with someone you don't know is the intimate relationship you immediately create. Oscar completely trusts me with his life. If something goes wrong, he's going to look to me to literally save his life, and I'm going to. That's how confident I am, and that is what I covet about the trust you give me, is I'm not here to scare you. I'm not here to throw you off. I'm not here to get blind trust and then betray it. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure we get back home safely. Because you've given me that trust blindly, and I take that very serious, you know what I mean? It's the same when you guys give me your ears and your eyes. You give me blind trust that I'm giving you good information that's going to further your life in a positive manner, and that's what I aim to do. You on the other side of this podcast, if you're at home or you're watching this at home or on your computer, on your tablet, or you're at work, you're giving me your ears and your eyes, and you're trusting me with that intimate relationship, just like Oscar is trusting me with his life right now. I know it sounds a little theatrical, but it's really what happens when you guys get on an airplane to go from here to Hawaii. You truly give those two pilots your full lives for that amount of time, and we do not take it for granted. We absolutely take it incredibly serious because we love it. We love serving you, and that's what I'm doing right now with Oscar. I'm serving you with all of my resources and my time because you deserve it, man.
Appreciate it.
See what I'm saying?
So you tell me about your experience flying to was it Poland and Ireland?
Dude, it was crazy. I'm telling you. The crazy part is, like, every time I get on an airplane, I get emotional in a good way because I know where I came from. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, I used to fucking slick my hair back and wear Chuck Taylors and Dickies. Literally. And now I'm in an airline uniform flying 300 people across the Atlantic Ocean. It's incredible, you know what I mean?
300 people. Wow.
I'm being facetious, by the way. The 767 only carries 240, so it wasn't 300, okay? So don't call me out on it. There's a 767 300 ER. I know it doesn't carry 300 people. Pilots are relentless, by the way, with calling you out on stuff. So for that, I love you guys. Dude, pilots are incredible. They really are, man. Like, if you say some dumb shit, they will look it up immediately.
So where are we headed now?
Right now, we're headed to Cedar Springs. You see the runway that comes right out of the lake?
Yeah.
That's where we're about to land.
Okay.
Guys, if you can't see this right now through the fidelity of this camera, we're literally landing at an airport that sticks directly off into Lake Texoma. It's called Cedar Mills. It's a grass strip that protrudes directly into the west side of the lake. So right now I'm landing west. The winds are north to south, but by the time I get below the tree line, I won't have any crosswind. So it'll be a nice smooth landing. We're roughly 300 feet above the floor. We're on short final. I'm about 90 knots, give or take. So I'm going to start slowing it down with flaps, and I'm going to slip it just a little bit. And all I did was lose a little airspeed. That's all I did. Nothing crazy. We're coming in nice and safe. I'm at flaps 30. We're short final right now. And what I'm going to do is when I get into ground effect, I'm going to pull the power to idle, and I'm just going to put the nose on the horizon and let my airspeed beat off, and I'm going to let the runway come to me. You see that? All I did was let the runway come to me. And I'm just going to let it roll out. I'm not going to move anything. I'm not going to change anything. I'm going to keep the nose wheel up for as long as I can. And I'm going to allow the airplane to bleed off its own energy. Relieving the back pressure, taking the flaps out. And what I'm going to do now is open the door to get a little airflow in here. And since the winds are north to south, I'm able to go to the end of the runway and take off east, because it doesn't matter which way I take off on this airport, because the winds are like this. The winds are going directly across the runway. So I can take off this way or this way. It's totally okay. Normally you would want to take off into the wind though, but the wind isn't necessarily a factor today because it's a direct crosswind. Isn't this crazy?
Fun.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the very end of the runway and use all available runway. That way I get maximum performance coming out of here, and it gives me the best chances of dealing with any issues that could arise. You know what I'm saying? I'm creating a higher safety margin is what I'm telling you. Beautiful day to fly.
Day. Clear.
Well, all available runway, and literally every foot counts. Every foot. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add full power. Watch your foot. Move your foot. I'm going to add full power. And I'm holding the nose up intentionally. Now I'm going to let it go.
Now, are you still steering with the foot?
You always steer with the foot. You drive it. You don't steer it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to get off the ground, and I'm going to get in a ground effect. Alright? And the reason I'm going to get in a ground effect is because I get better performance. Now you see my airspeed?
Yeah.
I'm just going to slowly pull out. You see how I'm keeping the nose nice and level? I'm letting the airplane slowly climb out, 1 for airspeed, 2 for engine cooling. Now I could climb out much steeper, but 1, it's not good for performance right now, 2, it's not good for engine cooling. So that's why I don't do that. Now, middle of winter, I'd climb out like a rocket, but it's not the middle of winter right now, it's the middle of summer, and it's really humid. So I factor all of that stuff in when I'm flying. It's just second nature. That's why earlier I asked you what your weight was. I did a weight and balance to make sure that our lift would overcome the weight of the aircraft. See what I'm saying? Guys, if you're out there watching and you want to be in this left seat and you want to hop on the podcast, hit me up at Chris Does Deals and shoot me a DM. I'd love to have you out. Oscar, where can people find you?
Where can they find me?
Yeah, where can they find you? You got a shoe brand coming out. You're looking to start your flight school career. Where can people in West Palm Beach come out and reach out to you if they're looking to experience the same goals you have?
I would say Instagram. It's Mr. Oski, Mr._Oski. Oski is my brother's always nicknamed me. Since I was little, always been called Oski instead of Oscar, so Oski.
I love it, man.
That's my nickname. So Mr._Oski, and you guys will find me there.
Guys, if you want anything to change or you want to see anything extra, leave it down in the comments. I love the feedback. I only grow if you guys like and share this. So please, if you found any value from today, share this with somebody who thinks this is pretty cool like we do. Hey, thanks for joining us for another episode of Flight Log. Stay tuned. We're trying to get 1 a week, so we need guests. Hit us up at Chris Does Deals.